Okay, in this problem, we're asked to determine the average power absorbed by the 4 ohm and 3 ohm resistors. And if you look and see, here's a 4 ohm resistor, and here's a 3 ohm resistor. To go through and analyze this first, let's apply a source transformation to this part of the circuit. So we're going to convert this current source in parallel with an impedance into a voltage source in series with an impedance. And when we do that, here's the resulting circuit. So here's our circuit now. We've completed the source transformation. And if we look at this and think about, well, how do we want to analyze it? We're going to need the voltage across or the current through the resistors. Let's look at the number of nodes. For instance, here's a node. This is 2, 3, 4. There are 5 nodes. Now, if we look, though, 3 of them are known. Okay? 3 of the node voltages. So, for instance, if we pick this one as a reference, this node voltage is known. This node voltage is known. This node voltage. There's only one unknown node voltage, and I'm going to call it V1. So let's write a nodal equation for that node, solve for V1. Then once we have V1, then for instance we can calculate the currents. So starting here, the current leaving going out this way is V1 minus 12 over 3 plus J2. Then the current through here is V1 minus 6 over J3. And then the current leaving in that direction, V1 minus 6 at an angle of minus 80 over 4 minus J2 is equal to 0. And if we solve, we get V1 equal to 10.5 at an angle of minus 12.12 degrees. Now, let's calculate current. I'll call this one I1. I'm going to call this current I2. And if we look at our circuit, for instance, I1 would be 12 at an angle of 0 minus 10.5 at an angle of minus 12.12 degrees divided by 3 plus J2, and that's 0.778 at an angle of 18.1 degrees. And then we can do the same thing for I2. I2 will be V1 minus 6 at an angle of minus 80 over 4 minus J2. So then I2 is 10.5 at an angle of minus 12.12 degrees minus 6 at an angle of minus 80 over 4 minus J2, and that's 2.22 at an angle of 48.44. Okay. So now we have the currents for the 2 resistors. I1 flows through the 3 ohm resistor. Okay, so we have 1/2 times 0.778 squared times 3, which is 0.908 watts. And then the 4 ohm resistor, current I2 flows through it. So for the 4 ohm resistor, we have 1/2 times 2.22 squared times 4 for 9.857 watts. And the total of those two absorbed is 10.765 watts.